it's probably not going to happen.
I was just going to say,
time.
Numerically, like if you wanted to set a number to it, obviously there'd be some degrees of difference on either side here. But I think if you're like...
For those serious about the sport of fitness, now is the time to build strength, gymnastic skills, and improve your overall capacity. We have divisions for RX, intermediate, masters, and elite athletes. For more information, go to trainingthinktank.com.
What else you got out there, audience?
Let's see. We got one from non-context Jack. I think that's how you say it. When is too late, quote unquote, to set competitive goals like making semis? And did either of you ever have a backup plan if you didn't make it in CrossFit?
Rock, paper, scissors on who answers first.
Shoot. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, shoot. Paper covers rock. You lose.
Go ahead.
What were the questions?
Want me to go?
When is too... Yeah. No, take it away.
Okay. When is it too late to like start making goals, like qualifying for a semifinal or whatever? And
did you have a backup plan?
Did you have a backup plan?
He was going to take it.
Same time.
Well, he started repeating it
3,
like he
2,
was
1, go. So when I didn't really have a plan or a backup plan in that case, because the year that I qualified for the first time, I was graduating from the University of Miami the year that I qualified. I missed my master's graduation to compete at regionals in 2014.
Good for you.
And so basically it was like, if I qualify, I'm just rolling right into that. If I don't qualify, well, I just got a master's degree from so I'll probably look for a job in like strength and conditioning coaching at a university or something and continue to pursue CrossFit. But didn't really have to make a plan because I qualified when I graduated and got to just do that pretty full time. And that was right around when sponsors were starting to actually pay athletes. And I feel like I got lucky with that timing. To answer the original question there, when is it too late? I do think there's an answer to this. I don't know exactly what it is, but I think there are people that are trying to make the games, and like, I would never want to tell them, but sometimes you'll see somebody that spends all day in the gym training and that's their goal. And in the back of your mind, you're like, dude, I'm so sorry, but I feel like you're kind of wasting your time. Like, I love the dedication and I think it's really, commemorable. That's not my words are not working as well. What's the word I'm looking for there?
You sold your soul on that workout, so now your brain.
We understand the vibe of where you're going.
Yeah, commendable. Thank you. It's very commendable what you're doing. Like, you're coming in here and working hard, and I respect that. But I think you could be better suited putting all of this time and energy into something else that is a little bit more realistic. And I think that varies from person to person, obviously.
For sure. I mean, I think you have outliers that could make it happen, but I think it's also
Would y'all wanted to have been told if that was you? If you were the guy and some other guy was looking at you like, this ain't ever going to happen for you. Would you want to be told?
Me and Max were very honest. He was very honest with me early on.
Wouldn't that fuel you more, though? You'd be like, I'm not going to make it.
That movie, what's the movie with the jazz drummer? You know,
Miles Teller.
It's like you could tell the real motherfuckers, you could tell them they ain't and they're going to come back.
So I think even me and Max, we had very honest conversations of like, well, right now, like, I just don't think you're there, blah, blah, blah. But you have potential to make it. And that internally for me, like people doubting me has always been like, okay, well, let me show you there, bucko.
Yeah.
Like, even, hey, we had our first kid. Well, your career's probably over. Okay, well, we'll see about that. And then he'll still admit to this day that was wrong. Clearly, I still got 4 kids now. I mean, I think depending on the level you're trying to qualify for, there's definitely a time of like, you're probably past that if it's like, oh, I'm just trying to make the age group. Like, that might be extended from someone trying to qualify for semis. Or if it's like, my goal is the games. Like, if you're probably in your mid-30s, it's probably not going to happen.
I was just going to say,
time.
Numerically, like if you wanted to set a number to it, obviously there'd be some degrees of difference on either side here. But I think if you're like mid-20s, coming in fresh, you've never done CrossFit before, and you're wanting to make the games in the open division, you're getting close to it being too late, unless you're like a freak athlete that was really good in another sport.
So many, the background. What was your sport?
Yeah.
And like, if you're a football player, if you were a sprinter, like, I feel like a lot of what was my sports background would change that.
It's possible that like a 28-year-old could come in that was like a freak at something else and just pick up on everything really quickly and do it, but I think that'd be very unlikely.
Yeah. I don't think but I think everybody probably has a time, but of course, the older you get, I think that varies on what you're trying to qualify for. But I didn't have a backup plan either.
And I think it's going to continue to get harder. What you said about the Masters thing, too, is you probably have a better chance if you come in at 31, 32, and you're like, yeah, I'd love to compete at the games. It's like, okay, well, take a few years to build yourself up. Maybe at 35 you qualify. In the past, that was probably an easier path. Now
It's
that
not.
we are going to be stepping into the Masters category, it's going to be
way
a lot
different.
harder for everybody else that doesn't have as
That's
much
right.
experience.
That's right. That's old men, baby.
I'm going to be 32 on Wednesday. You're already 32, right?
That's right. I already
crazy.
am.
Dang, old men over there.
That we are.
Heck.
If you like that clip from episode 131 of the Corpus Animus podcast with Noah Olson and Travis Mayer, click here to watch the full thing.